Hi everybody. I'm back for going over the notes for 7.8 applications. This is page 1. We will have a second page. One application is if you're on a coordinate plane, you can use a determinant to find the area of a triangle if you have the three vertices. So we have vertex 1, vertex 2, vertex 3. The formula A equals plus or minus 1/2 times the determinant of x1, y1, and then notice everything in the third column is a 1, so x2, y2, x3, y3. Plus or minus, you don't always put plus or minus. It's a choice. You use the one to get the correct area, because remember, area has to be positive. You can't have a negative area. So it's a choice for that plus or minus. You don't put plus or minus. All right, so example 1. I have my three vertices, so I'd put plus or minus 1/2, and then I put in my three vertices, -2, 7, -1, 4, 5, -8, and my third column is all ones. I thought the ones looked pretty easy, so I did my expansion by minors, and remember positive, negative, positive, so that means I'm going to alternate positive, negative, positive, and then I just put all the ones down, so 1, 1, 1. And if you cross out the first row and that column, then you're left with -1, 4, 5, -8. If you cross out the second row and that column, you're left with -2, 7, 5, -8. And if you cross out the third row and that column, you're left with -2, 7, -1, 4. Now remember, each of these is a 2 by 2 determinant. So to evaluate that, you do down diagonal minus up diagonal. So I have 8 minus 20. Here I have 16 minus 35. And here I have -8 minus -7. So 1 times -12 is -12. -1 times -19 gives me a plus 19. And 1 times -1 gives me -1. So if you add these all up together, you end up getting 6, and half of 6 is 3. So we have an area of 3 square units. So I did the same thing here. I plugged in my three vertices. I made my last column all ones. I decided the first row was a good one to go with because of the 0 and a 1 makes that real easy for multiplying. So positive, negative, positive. So I have those out front. I put down the three numbers, 0, -2, 1. For the 0, I cross off the first column and the first row, and that leaves me the numbers 3, 1, -6, 1. For the -2, I cross off the first row and the second column, and that leaves me the numbers 5, 1, -2, 1. And then for the last number, I cross off the first row and the third column, and that leaves me the numbers 5, 3, -2, -6. Here, I don't care what this equals because it's times 0. 0 times anything is 0. Yay! So here, down diagonal minus the up diagonal, 5 minus -2. So I end up with 2 times 7, which is 14. Down here, down diagonal minus the up diagonal, -30 minus -6. So I end up with 1 times -24, which is -24. So I add these together and get -10. So this time I multiply by -1/2 times -10 gives me an area of 5 units squared. So that finishes page 1. And next I'll be doing page 2.